Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Surah Talaq, this is surah number 65. This is a Madani surah and it's a short surah though. Like Madani surah, most of the time it's longer, but this is a short surah. And here we'll see the ayah number 1. Ya ayyuhan nabi. Ya ayyuhan nabi, O you. The nabi means Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Iza tallaqtumun nisa'u fatallaqahunna li'iddatihin. Iza, when tallaqtum, you all give talaq or divorced. An nisa, the woman. Fatalliquhunna, it's from talaq. Talam qaf. Talaq means separation. Here talking about divorce. لِإِدَّتِهِنَّ عَيْن dal dal idda, and here there idda, that prescribed periods. We'll go in the detail when we see the tafsir. وَأَحْسَوْ, it's from hisn, and that you all count iddata ayn dal dal idda, numbered. وَاتَّقُوا, you all adopt taqwa, be conscious of Allah. رَبَّكُمْ, your Rabb. لَا تُخْرِجُوهُنَّ, La, do not. Tukhriju is from kharaja. Kharaja, you expel or turn out them. Min, from. Buyutihinna, buyut is from bait. Bayata, their homes. Wala, should not. Yakhrujna, they, female, go out. Illa, except. And that. Yatina, the female, come or bring. Bifahishatin. Fahisha is indecency, immorality, or adultery, indecency. Mubayyina is one open or clear. Wa and tilka, that those. Hudud are limits. Allahi, Allah. Wa may, whoever. Yata'adda, transgress, is from ayn dal dal. Hudud, limits. Allahi, Allah. Faqad, so in fact. Zalama, he wrong. Nafsahu, his own self. La, not. Tadri, you know. La, Allah, perhaps. Allah, Allah. Yuhdithu, he will originate or makes. Ba'da, after. Zalika, that. Amran, a matter. So let's see the running translation, because I did word to word here and I'm going to explain few words inshallah when we go in the detail. O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you divorce women, divorce them at their iddah. Count their iddah and have taqwa of Allah, your Lord, and turn them not out of their homes, nor shall they leave, except in the two cases. They are guilty of fahisha mubayyina, and those are the set limits of Allah. And whoever transgress the set limits of Allah, then indeed he has wronged himself. You know not, it may be that Allah will afterward bring some new things to pass. So here, except the exception is fahisha mubayyina, clear, open indecency. There is a period during which divorced women remain in their homes. Here the Prophet ﷺ was addressed first in this ayah. To honor him, even though his ummah is also being addressed in Allah's statement, Ya ayyuhan nabi iza tallaqtumun nisa fatallaqihunna li'iddatihinna. O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you divorce women, divorce them at their iddah. Al-Bukhari recorded that divorce his wife during the lifetime of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam while she was menstruating. Umar bin Khattab mentioned that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam became angry and said, order him to take her back. Somebody divorced when she was in menstrual cycle. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered to take her back and keep her until she is clean, until she is tuhur from her menses. Her period is complete, then to wait until she gets her next period and becomes clean again. Then if he wills or wishes to divorce her, he can divorce her when she is clean from her menses before he has intimacy, both husband and wife. You understand, like, only divorce you can give when woman is clean and pure. But what if she is in menstrual cycle? So you can't, until unless she gets pure and clean and like she is ready to have the relationship. But this is the iddah which Allah the Exalted and Most Honored has fixed. Bukhari recorded this hadith in several parts of Sahih Muslim, collected that this is the iddah which Allah has fixed for the woman being divorced. In this Sahih Muslim recorded, which is a more appropriate version from narration of Ibn Jurair, who said, informed he that he heard Abdurrahman bin Ayman, the freed slave of Azza, questioning Abdullah bin Umar, and Abu Zubair heard the question, what about a man who divorced his wife while she is still on her period? Abdullah answered, during the time of Allah's Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Abdullah bin Umar divorced his wife. Who? Abdullah bin Umar divorced his wife, who has menstruating in the lifetime of Allah's Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Allah's Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, liyarji'aha, let him take her back. Okay, so she returned, and he Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, iza tahurat fatallaqihinna aw yamsik, when she is pure, then either divorce or keep her. Okay, these are the two things. Abdullah bin Umar said, Allah's Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam recited this ayah, Ya ayyuhan nabi iza tallaqtumun nisa fatallaqahunna fi qabli iddatihin. O Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when you divorce women, divorce them at their iddah. And Abdullah ibn Masud commented on Allah's statement, fatalliquhunna li iddatihin, divorce them at their iddah. He said, purity without having relationship. Similar was reported from Ibn Umar Atta and Muqatil bin Haya. It is also reported from Ikrimah and Ad-Dahak. Ali bin Abi Talha reported from Ibn Abbas about this ayat, fatalliquhunna li iddatihin, divorce them at their iddah. He does not divorce her while she is on her period, nor while she is pure if he has had relationship. They had intimacy, and soon after you don't know whether she's pregnant or not. So you can't divorce that time until unless she gets the period and she gets herself clean during the period. Rather, he leaves her until she has a period, and after the period, then he divorces her once. Okay, I hope you understand. And Ikrimah said about fatalliquhunna li iddatihin, divorce them at their iddah. The iddah is made of cleanliness and menstrual period. So he divorced her while it is clear that she is pregnant. What if she is pregnant? And or he does not due to have relationship, since he does not know if she is pregnant or not. This is why the scholars said that there are two types of divorce. One that conforms to the sunnah and another innovated. Okay, the divorce that conforms to sunnah is one where the husband pronounces one divorce to the wife. Okay, husband pronounces divorce to his wife when she is not having her period and without having relationship with her after the period. One could divorce his wife when it is clear that she is pregnant. As for the innovated divorce, it occurs when one divorces his wife when she is having her period or afterward menses ends, as having the relationship with her and divorced her. The other one is innovation. The first one, if you are sure that you had relationship and she didn't get the period, you can't. Like after her period, she is clean and you don't have relationship with her, then you can divorce her. And there is a third type of, so here the second one is the, we have seen the innovative, And there is a third type of divorce which is neither a sunnah nor an innovation, where one divorces a young wife who has not begun to have period. The wife who is beyond the age of having period and divorcing one's wife before the marriage was consummated. They don't have relationship. The marriage was not consummated. And the count their idda, meaning count for it and know its beginning and the end. For sure, know how much is beginning and end, so that the idda does not become prolonged for the woman. She cannot get married again. And here, fattaqullaha rabbakum, and have taqwa of Allah your Lord in this matter. Spending and housing is up to the husband during the revocable idda period. Revocable. Okay. So Allah said, La tukhrijuhunna min buyutihinna wala yakhrujna, and turn them not out of their homes, nor shall they leave. Like, not the man should tell them, oh, go out now, you can't stay here, and you are no more part of this. Not saying this. And also here we see, and turn not out of their homes, nor shall they leave, meaning during the idda she has the right, okay, to housing from her husband as long as the idda period continues. He said 3 times talaq, and she don't have to leave the home. She can still stay there in the husband's home. The husband does not have the right to force her out of her house, nor is she allowed to leave his house, because she is still tied to the marriage contract. How come? Because here you see, after saying thrice, it doesn't mean she has to leave the home. Okay? And she has the right to stay unless 3 menstrual period. And this is the first one. And here, illa an ya'tina bifahishatin mubayyina. This is the exception. What is the exception? Except in case they are guilty of fahisha mubayyina, meaning that the divorced wife is not to abandon her husband's house unless she committed fahisha mubayyina, in which case she vacate her husband's house. For example, adultery. Fahisha mubayyina is adultery. According to Abdullah bin Masud, Ibn Abbas, Sa'id bin Musayyib, here it narrates that fahisha mubayyina implies disobeying her husband openly. Okay, disobeying her husband openly, or when she abuses her husband's family in words and actions. Okay, remember these 2 points, it's very important. First point was disobeying her husband openly. Okay, this is the point. And the second is abuses her husband, not only that, and also in words and actions. We have to remember that. And according to Ubay bin Ka'b, Ibn Abbas, Ikramah and others, Allah's statement, وَتِلْكَ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ, and those are the set limits of Allah, means these are from His legislation and prohibitions. And وَمَنْ يَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ, and whoever transgress the set limits of Allah, meaning whoever violates these limits, transgress them and implements anything else besides them, فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ, then indeed he has wronged himself by doing so. So what is it? First of all, has the right to do talaq, but when you do, just see the ayah again, because we have to understand this first ayah, then only you can get to know what talaq is. First of all, talaq means separation. And here when we talk about Ya ayyuhan Nabi, this hukum has been given, order to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Iza talaqtumun nisa, if you and the believers, not only Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, also believers, divorce your wife, fatalliquhunna, divorce them. Li'iddatihin fa'ahsu idda wattaqullaha, and the end of their prescribed periods, and count their prescribed periods accurately. How is it? when you give divorce, make sure she is not in period. And after having period, make sure that you, husband and wife, don't have relationship again, and then you can give. Count their prescribed period accurately. Correctly, you have to count 3 months, 3 menstrual cycles. Wattaqullaha rabbakum, and fear Allah your Rabb. La tukhrijuhunna min buyutihinna wa la yukhrijna. Do not expel them. You can't expel them from the homes during their wedding. See, la tukhrijna min buyutihinna wa la yukhrijna. Nor they themselves should leave. Even women, they feel, oh no, no matter what, I'm leaving, because he said divorce 3 times, now I'm leaving. Illa an yatina bi fahishatin mubayyina. This is the only exception husband can force, that you have to go from my home. And women also, you have to note, wala yukhrijna, she can't go out. Unless this is the exception, if she is doing indecency, adultery. In that, one is the open adultery, like she is having relationship with another person, or any hidden or secret relationship, or anything which is out of wedlocks. And the other thing which we have seen in the hadith, like either she is publicly humiliating husband, or she is belittling and humiliating husband and their people. That is the fahisha mubayyina. And watilka hududallah, these are the limits of Allah. وَمَنْ يَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ, and whoever transgress the limits, فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ. And what are the limits who transgress? Means, like only after she cleans you can divorce her. But you are divorcing 3 times in one go, and you are saying, okay, you have to go out. This is the limit of Allah. You can't do that, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam clearly said, no matter you give 1,000 talaq in one go, it is counted one. But some people, this is the one kind which reconciling is possible, and this is the thing. But some people, they count the irrevocable talaq, in which they said like 3 talaqs in one go is 3 talaq, and they don't reconcile it, and they consider it all the 3 talaq, and after 3 months they divorce each other, they don't reconcile. But that's not the stronger opinion. The stronger opinion is, no matter you give 1,000 talaq in one time, but still consider one, the second month second, third month third, those who are in period. Zalama nafsa, and what the people is doing, zulm, injustice, like this is the thing, like, and the other thing, you are expelling out of the home. Like only exception is if she's doing fahisha mubayyina, adultery, secret friendship with the other person, or blaming or abusing husband. But that's not the case. You can't force her to get out, and women also should not walk out of the husband's home. She should be there. She has the right to be there. La tadri la'allahu yuhdisu, will wrong his own self. You never know, Allah may thereafter bring about some new situation of reconciliation. What Allah says in the end of the ayah, La tadri, like you don't know, like la'alla, perhaps Allahu Allah yuhdithu, He will originate or make new, bada, after zalika amra, of that matter. Talaq happened and you are staying there, and after that husband may realize, oh, I did wrong. And if you are in front of husband, even though he's angry or upset, he will see you and he will try to reconcile it. What if you leave the home? He won't reconcile. And when you are out of sight, out of mind, that kind of thing, so you are out of sight and out of mind, and people, they put so much fuel in the fire, because everybody, shaitan is so active, and shaitan, remember, He loves when husband and wife get separated. You remember that hadith when everybody comes and say, this is the thing I did, this is the thing I did, but he appreciate only that person who separated husband and wife. So you should understand. And also, whether is from your family or out of family, in the community, never appreciate such thing. Let them give some time to reconcile with each other, because Allah says that la tadri la'alla Allahu yuhdisu ba'da zalik amra. Let's move. The wisdom of iddah at the husband's house. Allah said, you know not, it may be that Allah will afterward bring some new thing to pass, meaning we command that divorced wife remain in her husband's house during the iddah period, so that the husband might regret his action, and Allah decides that the husband feel in his heart for the marriage to continue. This way returning to his wife will be easier for him. And Az-Zuri said, Fatima Bintey Sajida said about Allah's statement, La tadri la'alla Allahu yuhdisu ba'da zalik amra, you know not, it may be that Allah will afterward bring some new thing to pass. Taking her back, similar was said by Ash-Shabi, Ata Qatada, and At-Tawri. So irrevocably divorced woman does not have a right to provision and accommodation from the husband. Irrevocable divorce. We have to remember this point. So here the view of the scholars of Salaf and those who follow them in that housing is not obligatory in case of the irrevocable divorced woman. They also relied on the hadith of Fatima Bintey Sajida when her husband Abu Amr bin Hafs divorced her the third and final time. He was away from her in Yemen at that time, and he sent her his decision to divorce her. He also sent some barley with his messenger, but she did not like the amount or method of compensation. He said, by Allah, I am not obliged to spend upon you. So she went to Allah's Messenger ﷺ, who said, Laysa laki alayhi nafaqatun. There is no obligation on him to spend on you. Muslim added in this narration, Wala sukna, nor housing. And he ordered her to finish her iddah period in the house of Sharik. He then said, she is a woman by companion visit. Spend this period in the house of Ibn Maktoum, a blind Sahabi. He cannot see. If you like it, you can spend there. Imam Ahmad collected his hadith in chain of narration. Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, look, O daughter of the family of Qais, spending and housing are required from the husband, who can return to his wife. Okay, this is the thing. So if he does not have the right to return to her, then she does not have the right to spending and housing. So leave his house and go to so and so woman. You know, irrevocable divorce, she has to leave the house and she has to go. He then said, Innahu yahtasu ilayha. Then speak to her, therefore go to Ibn Maktoum, for he is a blind man and cannot see you. Abu al-Qasim al-Tabrani recorded that the tribe of Quraysh, Fatima was married to Abu Amr bin Hafs bin al-Mughira from Bani Makhzum. She said, Abu Amr bin Hafs sent me his decision to divorce me while he was in an army that had gone to Yemen. I asked his friends to provide me with financial provision and housing. They said he did not send us anything for that, nor did he request it from us. I went to Allah's Messenger ﷺ, said to him, O Allah's Messenger, Abu Amr bin Hafs divorced me, and I asked his friend to provide me with the spending and housing. They said that he did not send them anything for that. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, Spending and housing are required from the husband, okay, for his divorced wife. If he can't return to her, if she is not permitted from him anymore until she marries another husband, then he does not have to provide her with the spending and housing. So here we see only the husband has the right. You can't ask husband's friend or anyone. And Nasai also recorded this narration. So let's move to the next ayah. فَإِذَا بَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ فَامْسِكُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ أَوْ فَارِقُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ. فَإِذَا, then when, بَلَغْنَ, the women reach, أَجَلَهُنَّ, the appointed time. Then when their waiting period ends, either kept them honorably, فَامْسِكُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوف, with the recognized manner, أَوْ فَارِقُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوف, or separate them, بِمَعْرُوف, recognized manner, part them with an honorable way. فَأَشِدُّهُنَّ, and you take witness, zu adlin, zu possessor, adlin justice, it's from Ain Lam, minkum, among you all, فَأَقِيمُ, you perfectly establish, shahadat Allahi, witness of Allah. Call to witness two honest persons among you, and O witness bear, shahadatillahi, witness equitable. Zalikum yu'azu bihi man kana, for the sake of Allah this advice is being given to all who believe in Allah. Yuminu billahi wal yawmil akhiri. So here believe in Allah and the last day. He fears Allah. وَمَنْ يَتِّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا, and he that fears Allah may be provided way out by him. So here see, then when they are about to attend their term appointed, either take them back in a good manner or part them in a good manner. In the ayah number 2 we see only two options are there. Either you take her back or leave her, and take as a witnesses two just persons from among you, and establish the testimony for Allah. That will be an admonition given to him who believes in Allah and the last day, and whoever has taqwa of Allah, he will make a way for him to get out. So Allah is saying, yaj'al lahu makhraja. Divorce happened and it happens, and Allah said Allah will take out a way. And then we see in ayah number 3, وَيَرْزُقْهُ, and Allah provides, it's from rizq, provides sustenance to him, min haisu, from wherever, la not, yahtasib, it reckons or assumes. Here in ayah 3, and gives sustenance from the sources he could never imagine. And you might have heard, like, something happens, like mishap happens, and we do tawakkul ala Allah, and we say Allah will give from those avenues which we don't even think of. And here Allah is saying that وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ الْحَسْبُهُ, and whoever he puts tawakkul, put trust, ala Allah, upon Allah, فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ, then he is sufficient for him. So for Allah is all sufficient for the person who put his trust in him. Well, this thing happened and you trust on Allah, and Allah will provide a way out. Inna Allah balighu amrihi, indeed Allah, balighu, one who conveys, balaga, amrihi, his command. Qad ja'ala Allahu likulli shay'in, in fact he made Allah, likulli, for all, every shay'in, things, qadir, a estimation. Surely Allah brings about what he pleases, and Allah has set a measure for all things. So let's see here ayah number 2 and 3 in detail, ordaining kindness towards divorced women. So Allah the Exalted says that when the woman who is in her iddah, near the end of iddah term, the husband must decide to reconcile with her, thus keeping their marriage together in a good manner while being kind to her in their companionship. Otherwise he must decide to divorce her on good terms without abusing, cursing or admonishing her. To the contrary, he should divorce her on good terms, observing kindness and good manners. That is a must in the ayah number 2. The command to have witnesses for the return for Ashiddu Zara and take as a witness two just person. So adlin minkum, zawa adlin minkum, two just person from among you, among your family or friends. Meaning, when taking her back, if this is your decision, Abu Dawood and Ibn Majah recorded that Imran bin Hussein was asked about a man who divorced his wife and then had relationship with her without notifying you, because he already said 3 times divorce or 1 time, doesn't matter, it's a talaq started, and without even that notifying it, he had the relationship with her after the period. When he took her back, Imran said his divorce and taking her back was in contradiction to the sunnah. Incorporate the presence of the witness for divorcing her and taking her back. Do not repeat your conduct. Ibn Jurair said, Atta commented on the ayah, and take a witness, two just persons from among you. So when he is taking back her, so two just person. It is not permissible to marry, divorce or take back the divorced wife except with the two just witnesses. Okay? Just as Allah the Exalted said, except when there is a valid excuse. Allah's statement, Zalikum yu'azu bihi man kana yuminu billahi wal yawmil akhir. What is that? That will be an admonition given to him who believe in Allah and the last day. So if you believe in Allah and last day, so you should implement this. Means our command to you to have witness in such cases, to establish the witnesses, is implemented by those who believe in Allah and the last day. This legislation is meant to benefit those who fear Allah punishment in the hereafter. And here we see Allah provides, suffice and makes way out of every hardship for those who have taqwa. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. So here not only that, وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. And whoever has taqwa of Allah, He will make a way for him to get out, and He will provide him from where he never could imagine. Isn't it? Allah can provide from where you can't even imagine that. Meaning, whoever has the taqwa of Allah in what He has commanded and avoids what He has forbidden, then Allah will make a way out for him from every difficulty and will provide, make a way out for him from every difficulty, will provide for him from resources he never anticipated or thought about it. Ibn Abi Hatim recorded that Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, the most comprehensive ayah in this Quran is Inna Allaha ya'muru bi adli wal ihsan. This is in Surah number 16, ayah number 90. Verily Allah enjoins al-adl, justice, and ihsan, doing good. The greatest ayah in the Quran that contains relief is وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Here, whoever has taqwa of Allah, He will make a way for him to get out. So here we have seen in Surah Talaq, this is the thing talking about. Allah is يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا in ayah number 2, Surah Talaq. And who it pertains to him when one knows that if Allah will give and He will deprive. مَنْ يَحْصُلْ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ. From where he never could imagine, from resources he did not anticipate it. Qatada said, whoever has taqwa of Allah, He will make a way for him to get out, meaning from every doubt and the horrors experienced at the time of death. يَرْزُقُ مَنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ. And He will provide him from where he never could imagine, from where he never thought or anticipated. Allah said, وَمَنْ يَتَوَكِّلِ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Very beautiful ayah. And here say maybe like provide, and Allah gives sustenance from the sources he could never even imagine that. And Imam Ahmad recorded that Ibn Abbas said, "Oh boy, I will teach you the words, so learn them. Be mindful of Allah, He will protect you." What is it? Be mindful, Allah will protect you. Be mindful of Allah, He will be on your side. If you ask Allah, ask Allah. If you seek help, seek it from Allah. And know that if the Ummah gather their strength to bring you benefit, they will never bring you benefit. The whole Ummah gather and want to bring benefit, can't. Except that which Allah has decreed for you. Know that if they gather their strength to harm you, they will never harm you. And except with that which Allah has decreed against you. The pens have been raised and pages are dry. At-Tirmidhi collected and said, "Verily Allah will accomplish His purpose," meaning Allah will execute His decision and judgment that He made for him in whatever way He wills and chooses. Indeed, Allah has set a measure for all things. قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. This is like His saying, وَكُلِّ شَيْءٍ إِنْدَهُ بِمِقْدَارٍ. Everything with Him is in due proportion. This is in Surah number 13, ayah number 8. Let's move to ayah number 4 and 5. Here we see those in menopause among you. Everybody can't be young, right? And everybody can't be old. So what about the people who have menopause and their period stopped? What they have to do? Those in menopause among your women, for them the iddah, if you have doubt, is 3 months. How many? 3 months. And this will be, lunar months. And for those who have no courses and for those who are pregnant, their iddah is until they lay down their burden, means until they give birth to the child. And whoever has taqwa of Allah, He will make his matter easy for him. That is, and the ayah number 5, that is the command of Allah which He has sent down to you, and whoever has taqwa of Allah, he will expiate from his sins and who will increase his reward. So let's see from word to word and also the detail of it. So we're going to do ayah number 4 and 5 now. Wallahi, those who, women. Ya'is is from yas, they lost hope. This is like completing losing hope. Min mahid, of the period, not having a menstrual period. Next, min nisaikum, of your woman. In irtabtum, you all doubted. Fa iddatuhunna, their idda. For what is the right here? You should understand that. I'm going to explain in the tafsir. Salasatu, 3 ashhurin, months. Wallahi, those women lam did not yahidna, they don't have monthly period now. This is the half of the thing. First understand this half thing. Like, what if some women, they reach menstrual period stopped. It's called menopause. But sometimes, even though they are young, because of some disease, they have irregular periods. What about them? Like, they have once in 3 months, some people once in a year. What about them? How are they going to calculate it? So Allah made it easy. Said Salasu Ashhurin, 3 menstrual period. But here 3 lunar calendar months. Yes. Wallahi lam yahidna, they have monthly menstrual. But wa'awlatu, this is the one thing we understand about the person who don't have period anymore, or irregular, or menopause. And also here girls, those who didn't get the period yet, they got married. So about them also 3 lunar calendar months. But the next ayah, the half of it this, and the next half it says wa'ulatu, possessor, women, ahmali ajalahun. It's from hamal, burdens. What burdens we are talking about here? About pregnancy. Ajalahunna, their appointed time. And that yadna, they give, deliver, means they give birth. Hamalahunna, their burdens, carrying. So here talking about the pregnancy, and now they gave birth. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ. yattakhillah, they adopt taqwa, yaj'al lahu, he makes lahu for him what he wills, min amri, min from amri, his affair matter, yusra, ease. So Allah made the matter easy. And not only that, in the ayah number 5 we see zalika, that amru is command, Allahi Allah. Anzalahu, he sent down, ilaykum, to you, waman, whoever, yattaqillah, adopt taqwa, yukaffir, he expiates, removes, anhu, from sayyati, evil sins, then wa, and yuzim, consequently he will enlarge, lahu, for him, ajran, wage. So let's see the iddah of those in menopause and those who do not have menses. Two things we have to remember: one, menopause, and the other, she didn't get the period yet. What about them? Allah the Exalted clarifies the waiting period of the woman in the menopause, and that is the one who menstruating has stopped due to her old age or ailment or disease. Her iddah is 3 months instead of 3 monthly menstrual cycle, which is based upon the ayah in this Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 228. Okay, reference is given here. So because we have seen in Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah Talaq, here it's given, but in Surah Al-Baqarah we have seen detail already. So here in ayah number 228, the same for the young who have not reached the years of menstruation. Their iddah is 3 months, like those in the menopause. This is the meaning of his saying, Wallati lam yahidna. As for those who have no courses, as for saying in tatum, here if you have doubt, as I mentioned before, doubt in sense like, every month you are not having a period and you are in a doubt whether you're going to have the period or not. That's the thing we are talking about. There are two opinions. First is the saying of a group of Salaf like Mujahid, Zuhri and Ibn Zayd. This is if they see blood and there is doubt if it was menstrual period or not. The second is that if you do not know the ruling in this case, then know that their iddah is 3 months. So this has been reported from Sa'id ibn Jubair. Is the view preferred by Ibn Jarir, and the more obvious meaning. Supporting this view is what is reported. O Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, women are not mentioned in the Quran, the young, the old and the pregnant. Allah the Exalted and Most Honored sent down this ayah. Wallati ya isna, this one. Those in menopause among your women, for them the iddah, if you have doubt, 3 months, lunar calendar. And for those who have no courses, for those who are pregnant, their iddah is until they give birth. So Ibn Abi Hatim recorded a simpler narration than one from Ubay ibn Ka'b. O Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah was revealed prescribing the iddah of divorce, some people in Medina said there are still some women whose iddah has not been mentioned in the Quran. There are the young, old, whose menstruation is discontinued, and the pregnant. Later on the ayah was revealed. This one, Wallati, the Surah Talaq Ayah. Okay. So those in menopause, that one has been mentioned in the ayah number 4. And the iddah of pregnant women. Allah's statement, Wallatu ahmali ajaluhunna an yad'ana hamalahun. And for those who are pregnant, their iddah is until they lay down their burdens, mean until they give birth to a child. Allah says the pregnant woman iddah ends when she gave birth, whether in the case of divorce or death of the husband. According to the agreements of the majority of scholars of the Salaf and later generation, this is based upon the honorable ayah, what is mentioned in the prophetic sunnah. Al-Bukhari recorded that Abu Salama said, a woman came to Ibn Abbas while Abu Huraira was sitting with him and said, give me your verdict regarding the lady who delivered a baby 40 days after the death of her husband. Ibn Abbas said her iddah period lasts until the end of the longest among the 2 prescribed periods. Recited, Awlata ahmalu ajalahunna an yadina hamalahun. For those who are pregnant, their prescribed period is until they deliver their child. Abu Huraira said, I agree with my cousin Abu Salama. Then Ibn Abbas sent his slave Quraib to Salama to ask her. She replied, the husband of Subay al-Aslami was killed while she was pregnant, and she delivered a baby 40 days after his death. Then she received a marriage proposal, and Allah's Messenger ﷺ married her to somebody. Abu Sanabil was one of those who proposed to her. Al-Bukhari collected this short form of the hadith, which Muslim and other scholars collected this. So here, and also there's one more thing, to a child few days after the death of her husband, when she finished the post-delivery term, she was proposed to, so she sought the permission of Allah's Messenger ﷺ, and he permitted her. So here she got married to him. So she got married. Al-Bukhari collected this narration and did Muslim. So here we see, like even though husband was dead and she delivered the child, and after 40 days she got the proposal and she got married. So here we learn one more thing, like idda for a person who is widow is not charged. Why? Because he gave divorced when she was having the baby in her tummy. So the idda of talaq was there till she give birth. If he has reconciled, then she might have done the thing for the widow. But no, not that case. Here we see the case of the talaq, at-talaq. So here the case of talaq, as soon as she delivers a baby, even though it was 40 days after her husband's death, but she was allowed to take the proposal and get married. And Umar ibn Abdullah wrote to Ubaidullah bin Abdullah bin Utba, informing her that Subayya told him that she had been married to Sa'd bin Qawala, and he was one of those who participated in the Battle of Badr. He died during the farewell pilgrimage while she was pregnant. Soon after his death, she gave birth. When she passed the postnatal term, she beautified herself for those who might propose to her. Abu Sanabil bin Bakat came to her and said, why do I see you have beautified yourself? Do you wish to remarry? By Allah, you cannot marry unless 4 months and 10 days have passed. Subayya said, when he said that, I dressed myself in evening and went to Allah's Messenger ﷺ and asked him about his verdict. He gave me a religious verdict that was, I was allowed to marry after I had given birth to my child, saying I could marry if I wish. This is the narration. That's what I was saying, because he already gave divorce, and that divorce came into the, it was already there. So as soon as she gave the birth, so she, in the case of divorce, the thing is she can't go for the widow thing, because she is not wife of that person anymore. So that is the thing you have to understand. The same thing everybody must be thinking. So I was clearing that. And whoever has taqwa of Allah, he will make his matter easy for him. Means Allah will make his matter lenient for him and will soon bring forth relief and quick way out. And this is the command of Allah which he has sent down to you. Meaning this is his commandment and the legislation that he sent down to you through his messenger. And whoever has taqwa of Allah, he will expiate from his sins and will increase his reward. Means Allah will prevent what he fears and multiply his reward even for the little good he does. So here we have seen till ayah number 5. So quick recap from the ayah number 1. In the ayah number 1 we have seen directly Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has been addressed, but also the ummah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Here see, O Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when you divorce women, divorce them at their iddah and count their iddah and have taqwa for Allah. And here only the exception, they have to leave the home when they do fahisha. Otherwise, they don't have to leave the home. Whether husband says talaq many times or one time, doesn't matter. She don't have to leave the home. This is one is revocable talaq and other is irrevocable. Irrevocable, like the person who says 3 times or and drag you out of the home, that is not a authentic narration, not the stronger opinion, but some of the people, they agree to that and they pull out of the home. But this is the ayah mentioned, and Allah's Rasul Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said not to give divorce in one go. If you say 1,000 times also, it will be considered as a one talaq. And also we learn, like tuhur is must. A woman has to be in tahara, in sense she has to go through the period and she should be clean, and after that no relationship with the husband and wife. If he wants to reconcile, that's it, then no divorce. And also we learn, like Allah said, whatever the things are going on, Allah will make a way out and make the things easy. And what about the people, what about the woman who didn't get the period yet, or the woman who already crossed the age of the period, like have the menopause, or because of ailments they are not having period regularly, once in a while they have, so they have to spend 3 lunar months. Okay. And also we learn, Allah says, after having this, separate it. There is nothing wrong in having talaq, because Allah has revealed one chapter on talaq, because Allah knows our intention, Allah knows the hardship. It's not an easy thing though, talaq, but it is allowed. It's not appreciating, it's not liked, but it's not one hates to have talaq, but what to do? Sometimes that's the only way out. But Allah make new ways. Allah only said in this surah, Allah will make new ways and Allah will make the things easy. And Allah will give things from where you don't even expect. So here we learn so many things, and also about the pregnant woman, until unless she give birth. What if the husband dies? Widow, she won't be widow anymore, because already talaq was there in it. So what if husband said, no, I'm going to take back? Then that time the widow things will apply on her, but not that. In that case, we learn that she was not widow, because her talaq was already there as soon as she gave birth. That's it. Jazakallah khairan kaseera. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.